Right then, this is a quick walk around video on a bit of a windy day, so I hope you can hear me. And this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6S diesel. This car's covered just 60,000 miles. Has a full service history and is in absolutely beautiful condition. Front of the car, really clean. Bumpers, lovely. Lights, got no cracks or condensation in those. Bonnet is amazingly clean, hardly a stone chip anywhere. I can't see anything that's immediately obvious. Then near side of the vehicle, mirror smooth in the panels, absolutely beautiful. Near side front alloy, really good. Brand new tyres in front, by the way, so that bit of white paste around is where they fitted them. It's just been washed off, it hasn't even been polished. I mean, got a real gleam to the paintwork. Bumper corners at the back, very clean indeed. Likewise, no nasty skags or entry marks going in and out of the boot rather. Offside, driver's side, again, absolutely beautifully clean in the panels. Going to be one of the very best you see, I think, this one. And the offside rear alloy, beautiful as well. And final panel work, extraordinarily clean. And then the final alloy on front, again lovely, just with that white paste from the where the tyres have been fitted. But it really is in absolutely beautiful condition, this car. So coming to the back of the car, absolutely enormous boots on them. 60/40 fold on the rear seats, and they come down with just a flick of a lever. But unlike so many CR-Vs and cars of its type, the boot is in wonderful condition. It's hardly been used at all. It's coming into the back now, wide opening rear doors make entry and exit really easy. Front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, and that's the leg room you get even with me in the front. I mean, it is enormous back here. As with the boots, the rear seat area where the kids normally sit are quite often demolished and in very poor condition where they've just been very heavily used. These seats look as though they've hardly ever been sat in. Coming to the front now, again, all the door cards are all lovely on the car, by the way. Front passenger seat, again, in absolutely stunning condition. So finally coming to the driver's door card, again, which is really lovely condition. Footwell areas all very nice and clean. And the driver's seat, the one that takes all the wear, exhibits virtually nothing at all. Inside the car now, engine's running for this section, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated as I always do. In beautiful condition in here. Dashboard looks pretty much as new. It's absolutely wonderful. It's been just treated so well. Come to the dash binnacle. Come to the dash binnacle rather. 60,152 miles. The only warning light showing is for the low fuel. Obviously fuel in that, and that goes out. Steering wheel looks pretty much as new, but it is in super condition in here. Just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6S diesel. This particular car is registered SW63BPZ, and mileage showing at the start of the video, or start of the road test, is 60,149 miles. The reason we do these videos is really simple. It's basically because we want anyone that's looking at our cars online to actually see the car advertised in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is because we know to our cost how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look perfectly good in the description, only to get there and find out when you drive it it's got a fundamental issue that shows up whilst you're driving the vehicle along. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads close to our premises. This actually forms part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on. So the reason we choose this route is then it should be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. Car itself has been beautifully looked after, very well serviced throughout its life. and is fairly obvious as soon as you drive it, because the engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge running as a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle, whether it be a petrol, diesel or hybrid or anything else. The engines are simply brilliant. It's a joyous diesel engine, because diesels should be about giving you kind of economy more than anything else, and in the real world of motoring, these are very, very economical cars. But it's a lovely engine to use day in, day out, because it's very flexible, it's very quiet, only really noticeably a diesel in probably first and second gear, which even Honda can't engineer that out. But on the move, you'd be hard pressed to sort of tell, really. But a lovely, lovely unit. It's also got the benefit of being a Honda, so reliability and durability are pretty much taken as read on them. Engine then feeds through into clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect. Bike pointer is exactly where it's meant to be, and it's lovely and smooth in the operation. Gearbox, I always see it on the CR-V videos, and I've yet to come across one which isn't exactly as this one is here. It's just brilliant. Elbow rests on the rest here, and it sits perfectly to where the gear lever is there. And unlike so many gearboxes on SUVs, this one is really short in throw, it's snappy in action, it's got a lovely feeling of actuation as the gears engage. I've always maintained that this gearbox would happily sit in any of Honda's more sporting offerings, and this one's no different. It is a wonderful gear change, and it feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, because I can feel no wear in it at all. Steering on the car, again, really, really well done on the Honda. It's got a lovely weighting, which makes the car feel really settled and solid on the road. It's precise, it's accurate, it's quick enough that it doesn't feel as though you're having to wind the lock on and off the whole time. But it allows the chassis to kind of flow through corners really, really well. It also tracks absolutely dead straight, and there are no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, so all good in that respect. Chassis, that bump's a prime example. That's why I'm trying to at that point, just listening out for any kind of noises underneath the car that shouldn't actually be there, any sort of rattling or knocking noises, and there's nothing at all on the car. But the chassis, as I've said with the steering, it really is a brilliantly done thing, because ultimately it's designed to be ferry people along comfortably, but because it's a tall car, so many SUVs again have lots of kind of pitching and wallowing motion going on. CR-V is very settled indeed, but still allows a very absorbent, very comfortable ride. They've done a really, really good job with it, and they should know. I mean, their CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world. Brakes, I'm going to leave this turn to the last second and just give them, I know they're good because they're really powerful, but lovely powerful brake pedal on the car. No rumbles or pulsing from the brake pedal underneath, so all in fine fettle. So coming to the interior of the car, I mean, we've not cleaned the car. The car's literally just arrived with us. We've just done the service of the vehicle and that's it. So it's not been cleaned. It's going to be cleaned after this video is done. It literally doesn't need doing. It's just in beautiful condition in here. Whoever's had the car's kept it absolutely wonderfully well. First things first, the absence of any squeaks, groans, creaks is an absolute testament to Honda's build quality, because these are brilliantly put together cars. Don't for one second believe the utter garbage spewed by the motoring press when they're handed brand new cars and they then offer their opinion on build quality at that moment. They should really come back to cars after between 5 and 10 years to see how they're standing up, because that's where these are superb. Quite a lot of the cars which are lauded as being beautifully made sort of creak and groan and rattle awfully after a relatively short period of time. It's also a really nice dashboard to sit behind. It's kind of quite low, so you've got a really good view out the front. You've got these massive wing mirrors, which gives you a really lovely feeling of being in control of the car on the road with, say, excellent all-round visibility. Sat-nav radio rather. Big radio, simple, easy to use. You've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side on the vehicle. That pumps out lovely cold air. We checked that in the workshop earlier on, which is warm, and they said lovely cold air emanates from it. Dashboard in front is simplicity itself. Lovely, simple, easy to read, legible dials. Everything there working as it should. Steering wheel, lovely and small in diameter, makes the car feel probably in some ways more manoeuvrable than it is, just by the fact that you haven't got this sort of unwieldy big kind of steering wheel to hoist around as you try to drive the car. Cruise control on these, again, all these functions working and checked. As I said at the start of the video, it's only brief, but it is literally just to show the car operating, to feedback any issues there might be with the vehicle, which show up while driving it. That is nothing at all, and we've been selling Hondas for nearly 3 decades now, having worked at the Honda main dealers in Bristol. So we know the cars and we love them, but it also has given us a depth of information and knowledge to know that if you get in one, you know immediately if something's amiss. But this drives absolutely as tight as a drum. If you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.